Friend, let me ask you something, simple and dangerous. If you could act without anyone ever knowing, no reputation lost, no punishment, what would you keep doing the same? Today we walk straight into that fire. I'm Plato, and by the end you'll have one sentence, your invisibility code, that you'll keep even when no one is watching. You and I already live with little rings of invisibility, private tabs, office doors, passwords. So here's our question. Is justice worth choosing for itself, even when it brings no applause and maybe a cost? When I say justice, think of living in a way that keeps your soul in order and your dealings fair. Glaucon says goods come in three kinds: sweet only for their payoff, sweet in themselves, or the best, both sweet in themselves and fruitful in results. Where does justice belong? Most people sell it as a ticket to benefits. We're going to test that. Let's sort a few everyday things. First, painkillers after surgery. You don't enjoy them. You want the result. That's a good sort, only for its payoff. Second, a long conversation with a true friend. No agenda, just presence. That is good in itself. Even if nothing follows, the time isn't wasted. Third, the best goods. Think of exercise done wisely. It feels alive while you do it, and it bears fruit later. Now, where shall we place justice? Living truthfully, keeping promises, refusing to harm the weak. I hold and will defend that it belongs with the third, good in itself and in its consequences. It tastes clean now and builds a life that lasts. Notice how this connects justice with those best goods. It's both a present delight of the soul and a seed for future harmony. Yet, many teach justice for its perks, jobs, trust, smooth dinners with the gods and the neighbors. That treats justice like a painkiller. Swallow it, get the reward. Let's try a small case. Your colleague sends a draft with a statistic you know is shaky. No one will check. If you correct it, you risk the deal. If you let it pass, you win today. Now ask yourself, what would you do and why? Notice whether your reason is fear of being caught or loyalty to what is right, whether you prize the reward or the goodness itself. Glaucon doesn't let us hide behind practical worries. He pulls out a sharper tool. Suppose no one can see you, ever. That's the ring. Oh, perfect invisibility. If praise and blame vanish, what remains of your choice? Many claim justice is a mere truce. When we lack the strength to do wrong safely, we agree to behave. If that's true, the ring would expose it immediately. Let's walk the ring into 3 modern rooms. First, the browser. You're alone, a little bored, and a site promises pleasure with no trail. If you click, no algorithm will ever learn it. No loved one will ever know. Would you still say no? Second, the expense report. You're unpaid for a weekend flight you took to help your team. 2 extra lines would cover it. The software won't flag it. Would you keep the numbers clean? Third, a friend trusts you with a private confession. Talking about it would boost your status in a circle that matters to you. No one will trace the leak. Do you keep their name safe? Adamantis turns the screw further. Much of our world praises justice for reputation and reward. Be honest, they say, so your resume shines and heaven smiles. If that's the argument, then the ring breaks it completely. Under invisibility, reputation and reward evaporate. What then? Another pressure. People point to the unjust who thrive, wealth, influence, even religious favor, and the just who suffer. The lesson some take is grim. Be unjust, but look just. Wear virtue like a mask. So the ring's trap is this. If your reasons are external, the moment those vanish, so does your virtue. But don't rush. Perhaps justice has an inner work we have not named clearly. Consider what happens inside when you cross a line unseen. A part of you must split. I am the person who says one thing and does another. That division stains the soul, and repeated, it becomes a habit that governs you. This matters because our aim is not to polish a public statue, but to shape a soul. If justice has an inner sweetness and an inner strength, we should be able to taste it even in the dark. To find that flavor, we'll change the scale of our inquiry. Think of tiny letters on a page. When they're too small to read, we copy them in larger script. The same with justice. Hard to see in one person, clearer in a city. By enlarging the picture, we might discover what justice really is, and then carry it back home to our choices in the dark. Here is the heart of it. We seek justice first where its pattern is bolder, in a city, and then recognize the same lines within the soul. If, in the city, justice turns out to be each part doing its proper work and not meddling, then in you it will be the ordering of your powers, reason guiding, spirit supporting, appetite listening. Why does this answer the ring? Because some actions immediately disorder the soul, even if they bring advantage and leave no trace outside. To lie unseen is to train appetite to cheat reason. To betray a friend safely is to make spirit serve cowardice rather than courage. These are not neutral moves. They are practice sessions in becoming a certain kind of person. That is the intrinsic effect, the fruit that grows inside you, whether anyone else tastes it or not. So when Glaucon demands that we love justice for itself, the answer is this. Justice is like health. You don't keep your heart steady only when a doctor watches. You keep it steady because living is better when your heart is sound. In the same way, living is better, cleaner, freer when your soul is in order, even under a cloak of invisibility. If I had to distill this, first, not all goods are alike. Some are mere tickets to outcomes. Some are delights in themselves. The best are both. Justice belongs with the best. Tasted now, fruitful later. Second, the ring unmasks motives. If your reasons are reputation and reward, they vaporize when you're unseen. Third, justice has an inward harvest. It shapes what you become, moment by moment. For the next day, try this small practice. Write a one-sentence invisibility code. Even if no one ever knows, I will not. Fill the blank with one thing. Lying on reports, gossiping confidences, exploiting strangers online. Then, before bed tonight, run a quiet Gyges drill. Picture the tempting moment and rehearse your chosen action, slowly, like a promise. Keep your code close. Next, we'll enlarge the letters, how a city grows from shared need, why specialization matters, and how education shapes guardians. Walk with me. Oh, the pattern of justice is about to sharpen.